Hello everybody and welcome to our last Crusade or the Rise of a New World, episode 4? 9? Not even close to 4 it turns out, episode 9 anime review. This episode we wrapped up this arc. They probably have names, they definitely do, it says it in the title, but I didn't read that, so that's not helpful. We wrap up this arc. The battle against Salinger was honestly not as intense, not as difficult is a good word, not as difficult as I was expecting it to be. Iska kind of mopped the floor with him a little bit, but hey, that's just the risk you take when you're a fantasy anime main character dude. Oh yeah. Anyway, other interesting stuff did happen this week. In fact, most of it seemed to be hinting at what's to come as opposed to what's happened, but should be entertaining nonetheless. Let's check out this episode, see how everything went down, and do this thing. We pick up where we left off, and that is, in case you forgot, in case you've got a small memory like myself, Iska just saved Rin and is going to help out. He gets Rin to agree to let them escape, basically, in return for his help, so that's fair enough. Salinger doesn't really understand. He's like, you're meant to be on my side. Why are you not on my side? Oh well, I'm gonna kill you now, basically. He doesn't really care, he's just gonna crush him because he's Salinger and he's a big strong lad, and that's what he does. While they're about to start kicking off, there's like an explosion. I think a building fell over or something. Alice overhears that fighting, as does Pink Girl, who later on it's confirmed, but at this point I think we all pretty much figured it's the Pink Girl from the beginning that Iska saved. Turns out she's actually like a princess too, and a proper big deal. She's Alice's sister, so Iska, don't think he knew that when he saved her, but he made the right call, I think it's fair to say. She gets told about what's going on and that Alice is there, and she's like, oh, that's pretty weird. I'll have to keep tabs on that, and boy does she keep tabs. Back to the fighting though, Iska is the first to slash his astral art, so his astral art has been blocked before, but it's never been cut with a sword. Maybe it's been blocked with a shield or a barrier or something, but slash, that's a new thing, because it's meant to be invisible, right? And Iska's like, hey, the flickering of the flames, it sort of alerted me, because I guess when he launched it, it made the flames go a bit weird and makes sense. I don't think he said it, I think Rin figures it out. Salinger blasts Rin away, because she was giving all his secrets. She's like, hey, here's what he can do, and then he's like, alright, enough of you. Flicks her away a little bit, not far enough, because she does intervene multiple times. Iska is relying on instinct, gets up close, does a big old slash, there's a wind barrier, and he's like, you'll never get that close to me again. And then like 5 seconds later, he gets that close to him again, and it's like, Salinger, you look like a fool, my dude. Iska is outsmarting you at every turn. There's a lava that Rin saves him from. He's jumping off rocks that get launched into the air. It's pretty cool, honestly. Salinger says, he's like, mohaha, I haven't even shown all my cards yet. When I do, you will all die, basically. We cut briefly, just to cut away from that, don't know where else to put it, so I'll put it here. Alice giving orders. She gets attacked by Nameless, it turns out. And then very briefly, like literally like 2 minutes, and then Nameless is like, alright, peace, I'm out. It's very cryptic and then leaves. I'm like, when did you even get here, Nameless? You know, what's going on? It is explained, obviously. She spots Salinger and Iska then on some sort of construction area. She sees them on top of a big building, basically. She's like, huh, Iska, he come to help. I guess I'll head in that direction too, just in case my assistance is required. Before we get to them on top of that building though, we then see how they got there from their point of view. So Salinger is showing off this combo spell he's got. It's a freeze flame type thing. Iska slashed at the freeze, and then the flame attacked him, and then Iska died. Rip Iska. He's definitely dead, and then Salinger monologues for a bit. His goal is to combine humans and astral spirits, because that's what the founder did, and so he wants to put himself on level, equal, if not surpassing the founder, because he's a bit of an egomaniac. Rin, of course, doesn't believe Iska is dead. She's like, no, he's way better than that. I'm just buying time. At least it gives some explanation as to why. I mean, it makes Salinger look like an idiot, but at least Rin is like, I'm just here listening to you because I know I'm buying time, basically. You know, it does make Salinger look like an idiot, but at least it was part of Rin's strategy. Although Salinger he's cocky, maybe that's why. Like, what is it? Like, they only give away their plan and everything when they think they've already won. So maybe that's something to do with it. But of course, Iska is not dead. He chases him up the tower. When they were going up the tower, it was pretty cool, the way they were zipping and zapping all over the place. How he escaped the explosion, should probably mention. His sword, it can copy astral arts. He copied the ice to encase himself in super cold ice to block the fire, basically. It must be some cold ice is all I'm going to say. Then there's a lightning sandstorm, which, that's pretty cool. Reen makes a golem to protect Iska, and in response almost gets zippity zapped. However, Alice freezes the lightning, which don't think you can do that really, but it looked cool. So hey, who cares about? It's a fantasy world. Who cares about physics? Alice saves Reen, and then Salinger's like, "Oh, that's not good." He makes his own 2 swords from magic, but Iska deals with them very quick. He cuts them both in half, and then Salinger's all like, "Well, I suppose this is fate's way of stopping me from getting better." They sent a strong lad to come and stop me, and then he falls in a hole, which I guess is like. Was it the prison hole? Did he voluntarily go back to prison? Or did he escape? They make it sound like he went back to prison voluntarily later on, because they're like, oh yes, all the prisoners are back. Does that count Salinger or does it not count Salinger? Maybe he just decided to go back in the hole. Who knows? Probably. That's probably what happened. He seems like a responsible dude. We'll go with dude. Responsible dude is that Salinger. So yes, the day is won, the war is over. It's not really a war. The scuffle, the skirmish, that's a good word. Skirmish is over. All the prisoners are back, as I said. Reen is trying to downplay her injuries, and Alice is like, I'm having none of that. And she's like, okay, fine, yeah, it does hurt a little bit. And she's like, see, you are good. Gotta brief the Queen properly. That's something they're gonna have to do. Before he left, turned out, Iska actually came to say, yo, we good? Can I go now? Which, good guy Iska, I guess. And then obviously he left. And then obviously Alice gets all sun because she almost said thank you. And she's like, wait, why do I need to say thank you, Backer? It's because it was part of our agreement. And Reen's just there like, you're having an argument with yourself, love. I didn't say anything. And yeah, Alice went proper sun. I think that's the takeaway here is Alice went sun. Nameless gets back to the Empire, and it turns out it wasn't Nameless. Real Nameless was doing something else. This Nameless was actually Rissia, which I'm going to be honest, I actually did think of after a while. I was like, oh, I bet it's not proper Nameless. But yeah, it was Rissia. She speaks to Real Nameless. What Real Nameless was doing was getting people in, I guess, to perform surveillance on the palace. So and I guess this was a diversion. So they achieved that goal, basically. Got to report to the Emperor, because the Emperor has an unnatural obsession with Iska at this point. So there's that. There's also a dog mech thing. We have the Illuminati boys talking for a bit, and then there's like a dog mech. I can only describe it as a dog mech. It's like a 4-legged mech thing. Don't know what that's about. Team Iska are on their way back. Iska is all tired, and he's like, wait a minute, it's Alice's fault I'm tired. I've had barely any sleep. I've been attempted to be killed like 3 times. I just wanted to go and spend time with my boss on a flipping date in Neutral City, and I got drugged. Then I got attempted to be murdered, and then I got into a death match. All out of nowhere. Iska's like, damn it, that's not fair. Captain freaks out when he brings up her Astral Crest, because Astral Crest, it's really hard to say. Because she forgot about that with all the worry and everything, and they're like, okay, we'll keep an eye on it, I guess. We'll think of something, which, yeah, you will. You need a plan. The first step of the plan is wear long sleeve t-shirts. That's a pretty obvious step I think they should be taking. Alice tells Reen that she's proud of her and everything for the fight, and Reen is even saying that, hey, Iska might be our enemy, but he's a good warrior. He's not all bad, which is good enough. And then Alice is like, I see. Yes, that's good. And then she's like, I still don't want you saying his name though, especially not here. And she's like, what? Why? He's my rival. It's fair. It's all fair. And then Reen's like, no, stop it. Turns out they're being spied on, the two of them, by Pink Girl, who overhears Iska's name and is like, someone that she considers a rival? That's kind of weird. Of course, the whole conversation she overheard, and then realizes that Iska could be the person that saved her. I mean, she's like, oh man, I want to see that guy again. Because, she's talking about Iska, that reminds her of the guy that saved her, who is also Iska, but they don't know that. And then she's all like, you know what? Please save me again. So obviously she's in more trouble. Who knows what it could be. Maybe she don't want to be part of the sovereignty no more. Maybe she's going to set up the third kingdom. Pink Girl, whose name I don't even know. So yeah, I imagine that's the thing that's going to happen. somehow Iska, I think, will find out about it. I don't know how. I mean, I don't know how. Like, maybe she'll be part of some plan that Iska will have to stop and he'll be like, wait, I know you. And then he'll save her again. But how's he going to save her? Because he can't take her back home because there's where the bad people live. Who knows? I have no idea what they're going to do. Maybe he'll be like, Alice, you look after her. She's your sister, so she's under your protection. Maybe. Who knows, though? That was where we ended the episode. Looking forward to it. We've got like, what, 3 episodes left, I do believe. So that should be fun. Going to focus on Pink Girl. Still don't know her. I don't think they've said her name, so I think I'm right to not know her name. I'm not just a fool. Anyway, though, what was my favorite part of this week's episode? I wonder. Let's check it out, shall we? So what it actually is something that I don't think was intentional, I'm going to be honest, but it's really funny in hindsight. So this whole time, they've been talking about this Salinger as if he's some unstoppable demon monster. But at every turn, Iska just outclassed him, basically by himself. You can say, yeah, but Rean was there helping him. Rean didn't do much, did she? He didn't even need Alice's help. Like, Iska just wrecked him by himself, basically. Salinger is not a tough cookie. Salinger is not a difficult person to beat, and I just liked how Iska wrecked him. Quite frankly, he was talking all big, talking all cocky, and then Iska barely broke a sweat. It was funny. It was. I don't think it was intentional, but I think it was funny regardless. Anyway, though, let me know what you think's gonna happen next regarding Pink Girl. I'm really curious to see. Next week, I think that'll be, which is exciting. Thank you for watching this review. If you enjoyed it, let me know and stuff, and I will see you next week for another episode of this. So take care, and bye, guys.